Today my daughter pushed me. It didn't just fall down the stairs. It fell out of the light. It understood. I still remember the sound. Not the thud of my body hitting the steps, but the silence that followed. The kind of silence that feels louder than screams. My name is Isa. I am a mother. Or at least, I thought it was a good one. For 22 years, my world revolved around my daughter, Ira. I raised her alone, as the her father walked away when she was just 5. I worked 2 jobs, skipped meals, and smiled through exhaustion just to give her the life I never had. She was my pride, my reason, my everything. People used to say, you're not just her mother, you're her best friend. And I believed that. We lived together, cried together, dreamed together. But somewhere along the way, something changed. It didn't happen all at once. It was small things at first. She started coming home late. Her tone became sharper. Her eyes colder. I told myself she is growing up. It is just a phase. But what I didn't know that day was that her distance wasn't just rebellion. It was resentment. That evening felt normal. Too normal. I had cooked her favorite meal hoping maybe we could talk, reconnect. But when she walked in, she didn't even look at me. Ira, I said softly, can we sit and talk? She sighed, not tired, annoyed. I am busy, Mom, busy. So what hit harder than it should have? I miss you, I whispered. She turned, her eyes flashing with something I didn't recognize. Then maybe you should believe your own life instead of making me your whole world. Her words shattered something inside me. I stood there, frozen. Is that what you think? I asked, my voice trembling. But instead of answering, she stepped closer. And then it happened. A push. A single, careless push. And suddenly, I was falling. Step after step, pain rushing through my body. Until everything went black. But what broke me the most wasn't the fall. It was a realization that the person I gave my life to had no hesitation letting me fall. And that night, as I lay there, unable to move, something inside me changed forever.
When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed. My body ached, but my heart felt worse. Hira was there, sitting beside me. For a moment, I felt relief. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe she didn't mean it. But then she spoke. You should be more careful, Mom, she said casually. You slipped. Slipped. That word echoed in my mind. I stared at her, waiting, hoping, for even a flicker of guilt. There was none. In that moment, I understood something painful. She wasn't sorry. And worse, she wasn't afraid of losing me. Days passed. I returned home, weaker but healing. But the house didn't feel like home anymore. It felt like a place where I didn't belong. Hira barely spoke to me. When she did, it was distant, cold. And then, I discovered the truth. One afternoon, I overheard her on the phone. I just need her to sign the papers, she said. After that, everything will be mine. My heart stopped. Papers? I stayed quiet, listening. She's old anyway. It's not like she'll need it. Old. Disposable. I felt something inside me crack. And then harden. That night, I searched her room. And I found them. Legal documents. Property transfer forms. My house, my savings. Everything. Being quietly prepared to be signed over to her. Without my knowledge. Without my consent. It wasn't just betrayal anymore. It was a plan. A calculated, cold plan. I sat on my bed, staring at those papers, my hands shaking. This wasn't the daughter I raised. Or maybe, it was. Maybe I had been too blind to see it. For years, I gave her everything. But I never taught her the value of it. And now, she saw me as nothing more than an obstacle. That night, I cried. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly. Like something inside me was finally breaking free. But something else was rising too. Strength. Clarity. Resolve. If she wanted to play this game, then she had no idea who she was playing against. The next morning, I smiled at her. For the first time in weeks. I've been thinking, I said gently. Maybe it's time I put everything in order. Her eyes lit up. Exactly as I expected. And in that moment, my pain turned into something else. Control. Because she thought she was winning. But she didn't realize. I had already changed the rules.
Over the next few days, I played my part perfectly. I acted weak, confused, agreeable. Exactly what she expected me to be. I even pretended to struggle reading the documents, just to make her feel more confident. Don't worry, Mom, she said sweetly. I'll handle everything. Sweetly. The same voice that once called me her hero now sounded like a stranger wearing her face. But behind the scenes, I was preparing. I contacted a lawyer. Quietly, carefully. I explained everything. And together, we made a new plan. One that would protect me and reveal her truth. The day finally came. Hira sat across from me, the papers neatly arranged. Just sign here, she said, trying to hide her excitement. I looked at her. Really looked at her. And for a second, I saw the little girl she used to be. The one who held my hand. Who needed me. But that girl was gone. And I had to accept that. So I signed. Her smile grew instantly. Victory. Or so she thought. A week later, everything changed. We were called into a legal meeting. Hira walked in confidently, already imagining her future. But when the lawyer began to speak, her expression shifted. Confusion, then shock, then fear. The document signed, he said calmly. Do not transfer ownership to Hira. Instead, they establish a trust. A trust? She whispered. Yes, he continued. All assets are now protected under Aisha's name. No one can access or sell them without her consent. Her face went pale. And, he added, any attempt of manipulation or coercion is now legally recorded. Silence filled the room. I watched her as the reality hit. For the first time, she looked small. Mom, she said, her voice breaking. But I didn't respond immediately. I had waited too long for this moment. I gave you everything, I said softly. My love, my trust, my life. Tears filled her eyes. But you tried to take everything from me. Without even asking, she looked down, unable to meet my gaze. And for the first time, she felt what I felt. Loss, not of money, but of something deeper. Trust. I'm not punishing you, I continued. I'm protecting myself. Because sometimes, the strongest revenge isn't about destroying someone. It's about showing them they no longer have power over you. I walked out of that room, not as a broken mother, but as a woman who finally chose herself. Hira tried to reach out after that. Apologize. Fix things. But some things, once broken, don't return the same. And maybe that's the lesson. Love should never cost you your dignity. And sacrifice should never make you invisible. Because the moment someone sees you as disposable is the moment you must remind them you were never theirs to control. And that day, I didn't just take revenge. I took my life back.